السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. As you see the title, the Arabic spring must result a Western autumn. What do I mean by this? Look, most of the Arabic spring was a setup, Western setup, messing up with the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. It's a setup. It is true. Uh, that previous former woman prime minister, her brother, I'm trying to remember his name. This um, Jewish Israelite prime minister, she confessed that she'd been having some red nights with some Arabian leaders for favor of Israel. So God doesn't help Israel, but the bitches help Israel. It's very strange. They're the chosen people of God. They're supposed to be the chosen people of God. So how can such person do this kind of job in order to have some political gains for Israel? This is sickness. But anyway, was it a trick? Yeah, we know that. We know when those Western politicians they went to get something from the Middle East, they must put some decoys, We came to liberate you from Daesh. We came to eradicate extremism, but they have deals with extremism. They buy oil, from Daesh in the resort in Syria. They're playing games. What did they gain? What did the Americans gain in from occupying Iraq? $50 trillion. Those pieces of gold that worth 50 trillion. Oh my God. They're professional thieves. Yet if one thief stole a car, you'll see the American style in pursuing the thieves. He has to be followed, has to be exposed, has to be in jail because he's poor thief. He is poor thief. As for the high, rich thieves, no law to retribute them. No. Anyway, so we have الربيع العربي, the Arabian spring that caused those Westerners to get a lot of money. Like the French people, Sarkozy, he was chasing Gaddafi. You think he's doing favor to the Libyans? No way. No. He's chasing Gaddafi because what Gaddafi had left and the secrets of treasures that Gaddafi has. No wonder to see the Italian prime minister kiss the hand of Gaddafi. Well, we might think about other reasons. The real name of Gaddafi, which may surprise you, his real name is Joe. He's Italian. He is Italian. His mother is a Jew. Anyway, It was a conspiracy, and those people think that they'll be left alone. They conspire, they set up, all right? They get what they got, and they say, we're smart. White man is smart. White man is smart, and he deserves to be the manager of the whole earth because he's white. The more white he is, the more smart he is. The more blue shining eyes he has, the smartest he should be. Anyway, what did I? Yes. Yeah, that's what I came here for. As you see today, Europe in a big trouble. Yesterday they were allies in Iraq, in Syria, in Afghanistan. They did what they did. Wallahi, they smashed, they destroyed the whole Muslim world. Paul Bremer, the Khalifa of the Shia, the leader of the Shia, instead of Mahdi. By the way, how the Shia allowed Paul Bremer to be the leader of Iraq? And they dealt with him. They did not say to him, no, you shouldn't be here. We're going to call the Mahdi from the Sardar, from the cellar. Yeah, to take your place. And you go back to America. Did they do that? No. So they're suffering today, al-Khariif al-Ghurbi. They conspired against the Muslims, and they gave الربيع العربي beautiful name. الربيع العربي. It had some good things. We got rid of Gaddafi, Mubarak. This was good news. But the bad news is that Syria could not exile or get rid of Bashar al-Assad. Bad news. You know, if they gave the opposition against Bashar al-Assad, if they gave them quarter of what they gave to Ukraine today, خلاص, no more Bashar al-Assad. But they want him. They want to smash the whole Syria. They want to change the infrastructure of Syria. Preparing it. It's a cook that they are preparing to give it afterwards to Israel, to expand their territory, not to be limited in Palestine. No. See, the ambitions of the Jews are unlimited. The ambitions of the Jews are unlimited. You think they want only Palestine? You're wrong. They want Palestine, they want Syria, they want Egypt, they love Egypt. And they want Saudi Arabia. طيب. لا إله إلا الله. But things are not in their hands. What I learned in my ideology, that we are following what Allah predestined for us. So Allah's decrees are preceding, and our decrees are following. So those people think it the opposite. Okay? Their decrees and decisions are proceeding. And Allah is following, if they believe that He is following them. Now they are in trouble with the Western Automn, al-Khariif al-Ghurbi, as a punishment from Allah. الذين تآمروا على الربيع العربي هم يلاقون الجزاء اليوم بما نسميه نحن الخريف الغربي جزاء وفاقا. هذا هو مختصر السبب الذي ظهرت فيه اليوم live. But the Madkhalis say to us, أنتم لماذا أنتم وقعتم في خدعة الربيع العربي؟ خدعوكم هؤلاء، كان لازم ما تعصوا، كان لازم تطيعوا أولياء الأمور. نعم خدعوكم بالربيع العربي. شوف لا تخلّينا نتكلم عن الربيع الأفغاني، لأنه كمان أمريكا قالت أنها خدعت الحكام العرب في الربيع الأفغاني، وصار من يذهب ليجاهد في سبيل الله في أفغانستان يُعطى تذاكر. What am I talking about? I'm saying the Madkhali said, "Why do you have to participate in the Arabic Spring? Why do you have to do so? Be obedient to your leaders. If you were obedient to your leaders, nothing would have happened to your countries. Look at the Emirates, mashallah. There's no problem in the Emirates. شوفوا الإمارات ما شاء الله ما فيها أي إشكال أبدًا ما شاء الله. أمان وراحة وسلام. إيه، وتبعية عمياء للغرب، وتقنين للشرك، وفتح معابد ومساطل عفوًا معابد لعبادة البقرة. شفتوا ما شاء الله المداخلة مرتاحين في الإمارات، ما في مشاكل. صحيح في أصنام، صحيح عم يرجعوا يعيدوا الصنمية والوثنية إلى الجزيرة العربية من خلال الإمارات، صحيح، بس في أمن، في أمن وأمان. الله المستعان. Those who speak against the Arabic Spring, calling those who were trapped in it that they are Sururis, Ikhwanis, etc., etc. We know that melody. Okay. Uh, they do not say to their leaders مثل هذا الذي سأل الآن ماذا استفاد المسلمون من الربيع العربي يا دكتور؟ مثل ما استفاد مثل ما استفاد المسلمون من الربيع الأفغاني لما أخذوا من أمريكا سلاح وصاروا يذهبوا يجاهدوا تحت عين الحكام العرب. خلينا ساكتين. إمم، إمم، روح اسأل ماذا استفادوا من الربيع الأفغاني. وكأن الأمور التي صارت يحكمها أناس يعني منظمين وفعل منظم، لأ، فتنة وجرت والناس طفشانين من حكامهم. إذا استطاعوا إذا استطاعوا طيب خلاص طردوا الروس، طيب وكذلك طردوا المستبدين الذين يتولوا الأمريكان أيضًا نفس الشيء. خلّيها هادي بهادي. إيه، المهم إنه خُدعوا. The most important thing that this was a trap. إيه، نفس الشيء أبدًا. الربيع الأفغاني خدعة والّا لأ؟ الأمريكان صرّحوا أنها خدعة وأنهم خدعوهم. إمم، والذي سوف يحصل الآن عقوبة لما حدث as a punishment for what happened. Allah is trying the West today with the Western Autumn. Okay? Yeah. What is the benefit that we kicked out the Russians and we became allies to the Americans and we allowed the Americans to use us. يعني سمحنا للأمريكان أن يستخدمونا. عرفت كيف؟ سمحنا للأمريكان أن يستخدمونا كما استخدمونا ضد العراق، وطلع الهدف من احتلال العراق يا أغبياء يا حمقى، طلع الهدف من طرد صدام حسين وضرب صدام حسين تمكين الشيعة من العراق، وهم صرحوا بذلك كما قال بول بريمر. سلموها لإيران. شفت يا حضرة السائل؟ الجانب الآخر ما تكلم عنه أبدا، بس المهم فتشوا لنا عن هؤلاء حتى نتهمهم بالسرورية وبثورات. إيه. نتهمهم بأنهم أصحاب الثورات، ونجلس تحت المكيفات وناخذ شوية درهمات من الإمارات، والحمد لله أقمنا الدين. بس مضطرين نسلم على بوذا كل ما مررنا من الشارع. إيه، حاطينكم صنم بوذا. يا عيب الشوم، يا عيب الشوم. الله المستعان. على كل حال. So what I want to say today, that the Arabic Spring was a deceit, deception. Okay. And now they're suffering. What happened in Syria and Iraq and Afghanistan, the bill of that must be paid, and now they're paying the bill. They're paying. They are on the on the on the on the limit of paying something like trillion now, trillion, to support Ukraine. Yet they're trying to control the issue, the situation, but they can't. They are being provoked more and more and more by the Russian leader. Because if they go more, there will be third world war, and they know that Allah is tracing them, and they're gonna pay the price for what they did. They plot, and Allah too plots. They plan, and Allah too plans. And the best among those who plan is Allah. There are some things that I'm not. I praise Putin for. He doesn't say that Islam is fascism, just like what those people said, the Americans. The presidency of Donald Trump, they were calling Islam fascism. Islam is fascism. Let me try to get it. It's very shameful. And no Muslims talked about it at all. Nothing. I hope I can see it. They say that Islam is fascism and that they want to eradicate this vicious cancer. They're calling Islam is vicious cancer. Trying to find it. Where is it? I couldn't find it. It's very shameful. And none of the leaders had ever spoken anything against it. Isn't this shameful? Trying to find it, couldn't find it. Let me see. Politics. I couldn't find it. No, not yet. Very strange that I did not find it. Very strange. Okay. I hope I can see it. Not yet. Anyway, this guy, he was insulting Islam, calling it vicious cancer. يعني مرض سرطان قذر. It has to be eradicated. يعني يجب استئصاله. عيب. يعني Putin had never spoken something like this. Putin had never spoken something like this. But those people did. So they have to pay the price. The price has to be paid. They're trying to avoid something that will be causing, if there will be a third world war, it will be costing them what it costed them in 1930 until 1945. Tens of millions of people died. And they think now that they are away from that, there's no problem. Yeah. No, things are not in your hands. It's in the hand of Allah the Almighty. What you did is horrible. From time to time, every American president, he has, when he is in the time of elections, he has to go to Israel, stand at the tearing, crying wall, wearing the Jewish hat, giving promises to the Jews. You can occupy in my presidency more and more. We're gonna move the American embassy to Jerusalem. And people are suffering in Palestine. But they give them no consideration. Wallahi, as if those Palestinians are ants to them. Nothing. Nothing. Their problem is that they're not chosen people of God. But the Jewish people are the chosen people of God. So your problem, O Palestinians, is that you're not chosen. That's your luck. That's your destiny. That's your fate. You have to be patient. We're going to take you out of your houses time by time, and you got to be patient. Really, we are fed up with this formula, Western formula. And sometimes I find myself inclining to Putin, wishing that he can do something to break this formula and to find a breakthrough for the problem that we're suffering in Palestine. I'm not happy with this. I admit Putin is a criminal, is a mass killer. We don't forget what he did in Russia, in Chechnya, in Syria. We don't forget that. But there are some things that he does. He's better than the West in these things, such as making it clear that he will never allow anyone to speak against the Prophet ﷺ. And this is not freedom as they claim in the West. This is good. May Allah guide him. Do you think if Allah guide him, we would refuse him? Khalid ibn Walid was kafir. No. Khalid ibn Walid was kafir, and he became the leader of the Muslims. Amr ibn al-As, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Abu Sufyan, ibn Harb, radiallahu anhu, all of those, they were leaders in kufr, they became leaders in Islam. Who knows? May Allah guide him. But this formula, devil worship, Rothschild family, what Rothschild family, they owe half of the entire earth. Oof. Half of the property of the entire earth. And they are the orchestrators of politics in the world. Now, صحيح, the Prophet ﷺ ordered us to be obedient to our leaders. Now, but those leaders, the problem with those leaders, they are kuffar. You know, even Muhammad Aman al-Jami himself, he said that al-almaniyun kuffar murtaddun. That's what he said. يعني كفرهم واضح. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إلا أن ترى كفرا بواحا عندكم فيه من الله برهان. والأمور معقدة, يعني هؤلاء ولاة أمر لكنهم طيعون لولاة الأمر اللي فوقهم. This is a fact. ما عاد في يعني حاكم للمسلمين متحرر من ربقة طاعة أولياء أمره الكفار. So let's get back into English, please. So I'm expecting a big punishment against those who plotted in Syria, are causing great miserable life to the Syrians, to the Palestinians, to the Iraqis, to the Afghanis. They messed with the whole Muslim world, and they think they did it right. And a matter of fact, they're going to be retributed for this. That's why I put the title today, The Arabic Spring Will Give Birth, Beget, Result, the autumn, the Western autumn. And they're going to be a great suffer because of what they did in the Muslim world. No. Yesterday, a new prime minister, what's his name, Sunak? A new prime minister was nominated in Britain. And I saw a video of him drinking the urine of the cow. Okay, as a holy ceremony, And I was wondering, how can such person lead Western people with his belief that he is a worshiper of the cow? How can such person be leader? But at the same time, I remember that those British people, they worship a created being, and that is Jesus. So both, they have the same common belief, that they both worship a created being. The difference is that the Hindus worship the cow, the Christians worship a human being. Both are created being. So why do I have to worry myself? Both are worshiping created beings, the same. That's why what I believe is Islam today is being looked for as the last resort that people find while they are alive. Politicians are mass killers. They're playing with the, what do you call that, biological war. They're causing the killing of millions. Oh, I should not forget Robert McNamara, who has a big article, if it's not a pamphlet now, about the problem of increasing numbers of population. And he was giving suggestions about how to reduce the number of the populations. What was his suggestion? You can find it online. Just type the word Robert McNamara, reducing population, you're going to find the article. He said, by wars, by creating wars, waging wars, and diseases, spreading diseases. How can we live in peace in such environment while those leaders are messing with the lives of billions of people? Where's the peace? Where is the tranquility and peace of mind? No, you don't feel it. But no matter what happened to the believer, no matter what happens to the believer, it is good for him. Even if he was one of the victims of those people, of those politicians, if he's a good Muslim, if he is classified by Allah that he is a believer, then anything wrong happens to him will be compensated by Allah for him. While if he's not a believer, no matter what happens, there's no reward. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those worshippers of Allah, obedience to Allah, followers to his book and sunnah of his Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Jazakumullahu khairan. And I have now to close. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.